All right, so today we're diving into something really special, a thought experiment, a kind of fictional lost manuscript by Albert Camus called The Noonday Light. Now, it's not a real lost work, but it's an incredible exploration of where his philosophy could have gone. We're going to follow the journey of this pure, clean idea as it gets absolutely tested and, frankly, broken by life itself. So the story kicks off with this incredibly powerful line, right? It totally echoes Camus's famous thoughts on Sisyphus. We meet our main character, Pierre, a philosopher who left his home in Algiers armed with all these big abstract ideas. And now he's coming back, not just to a city, but to a harsh, physical reality that's about to challenge everything he thought he knew. And this, right here, this is the heart of the whole thing. We're about to see an intellectual philosophy, something born in a classroom, get completely shattered by the messy, complicated, real world. The real question isn't if it breaks, but what can you build from the pieces that are left over? So where do we start with Pierre? Well, he begins with a philosophy of refusal. It's all rooted in the idea of the absurd. The universe doesn't have some grand purpose for us, no built-in meaning, and his response to that silence is just this powerful, defiant stance. His answer, in a word, is revolt. But this isn't a political revolution we're talking about. It's a personal one. It's this clear-eyed, conscious rebellion where you say no to despair, no to easy answers, and you just live with your eyes wide open to the whole meaninglessness of it all. It's a philosophy of strength for sure. But as we're about to see, it's also a philosophy of loneliness. And here's the definition you've got to get: the absurd. It's not that the world is absurd or that we are. The absurdity is in the confrontation. It's that clash, that friction between our deep, deep need for meaning and a universe that just gives us silence. But look, a philosophy that's forged in the quiet halls of a university in Paris is one thing. What happens when it hits the hot, sun-baked reality of Algiers? Well, this is where you start to see the cracks in the foundation. You see, in Algiers, Pierre can't just talk about suffering like it's an idea. He sees it. He feels it. It's not a concept to debate. It's a physical fact. It's the back of a dockworker, bent from labor. It's a hungry kid on the street. And suddenly, his whole philosophy of individual revolt starts to feel pretty hollow. And this moment, wow, it's just devastating to his worldview. He asks his mother this huge philosophical question, were you happy? And her answer is so simple, so physical. The water was nice. It's a truth so profound and so real that all his complex ideas they can't touch it. And this is the question that just breaks him wide open. What can a big, fancy philosophy say to that? The truth is, nothing. His entire intellectual system has no answer for a simple, beautiful memory. It shows him he's been blind in his own clarity, He's missed the small, real things that actually make up a life. And all of this leads Pierre to a crossroads, a real turning point. He gets forced into a situation where there are no good options. Philosophical purity? That goes right out the window. This is the moment his clean philosophy gets its hands permanently dirty. And this is a really important shift in his thinking. He moves from the absurd to the tragic. The absurd, that's a problem between you and the universe. But the tragic, that's a real-world crisis between people. It's when you have to choose, but every single path, even doing nothing, leads to suffering. So his friend Salim, who's an independence fighter, puts him in this impossible spot. Warn the authorities about a bombing and you save innocent lives, but your friend gets captured and killed? Or stay silent, be loyal to your friend, but then you're complicit in murder. There is no clean choice here. None. And here it is, his decision. He chooses his friend. He says, I choose you over my certainty. He's choosing a person, a human connection, over his abstract ideas and his philosophical purity. This is the moment he stops being an observer and starts being a participant in the messiness of life. So what happens then? How do you live after you've made a choice like that? This part of the story is all about building a new way to live, a new ethic that isn't built on being pure, but on accepting that you're going to have to make moral compromises. He learns to live with this idea the manuscript calls contamination. Now, this isn't an excuse to do bad things. It's recognizing that if you want to be engaged in the world, if you want to stand with other people, your hands are going to get dirty. Purity is a luxury. It's for people on the sidelines. He gets this incredible piece of wisdom from a local priest, of all people. The priest tells him that his brokenness isn't something to fix, it's the right response to a broken world. The challenge isn't to become whole again. The challenge is to just continue to act from that broken place. And so his new philosophy becomes so much more practical, so much more humble. Forget the grand theories. Now it's about small, real actions. He teaches men to read. He's simply present for suffering he can't fix. And he engages, knowing that contamination is just the price you pay for real solidarity. And this brings us to the final, beautiful wisdom of the whole story. After all the big ideas have been burned away by reality, what's left? What do you see in that harsh, honest, shadowless noonday light? What's left is a series of affirmations, a kind of dirty yes to the world as it actually is. It's saying yes to reality, with all its terror and beauty, yes to getting involved, even if it messes you up, yes to making the hard choices, and maybe most important of all, yes to solidarity, to refusing to just abandon each other in the dark. So the goal, in the end, completely changes. It's not about finding some big cosmic purpose to make everything okay. It's about affirming what's real, right here, right now. The person who's hungry, the friend who needs you, the community you're a part of. That's it. And the story ends with this beautiful, kind of haunting thought. All these small, real things you do, the acts of decency, of love, they aren't everything. They're not going to save the world. But they're not nothing. And in a universe that doesn't give you any grand meaning, learning that not nothing is enough, well, maybe that's the greatest wisdom you can find.